at 19, I jumped on a plane and never really went home. The people, they're so friendly. And she said, hey, let's go check out Cebu. And yeah, we stayed here ever since. I've seen a lot of foreigners get stuck here with no money. Just be careful because there's a lot of sharks out there.
Hello and welcome back to Living Abroad. My name is Alex, and in today's video, we're going to go ahead and meet Will. Now, Will is a boat captain that's been traveling in Asia for over 30 years. So, before we go ahead and meet him, guys, do me a big favor. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's go ahead and meet Will.
Hi, what's your name?
Hey, my name's Will.
Will, where are you from?
From Australia originally.
Okay, Australia. How long have you been here in the Philippines?
I've been living here 12 years, been in Asia 30 odd years, 33 years.
Oh my goodness, so let's go back a little bit. 30 years in Asia, what happened there? How did you end up in Asia for 30 years?
Well, came over when I was 19. I'm a surfer, I've surfed all my life, so Aussies go to Bali a lot, you know, it's next door to Australia.
I see.
So it was always a dream to go surfing in Indonesia, traveling around Thailand, Philippines, so at 19 I jumped on a plane and never really went home.
Awesome, do you regret doing that? Do you be here for 30 years?
Yeah, love it, yeah.
Okay. And what brought you to the Philippines specifically?
Yeah, Philippines, well, I met a Cebuana. I used to live in Phuket, Thailand.
Okay.
And I'm a boat captain. That's how I've got to live in Asia so long.
I see.
And yeah, I hired a cook and she was from Cebu. And after a while we got together and then I get sick of the Phuket high season.
Yeah.
You've been in Phuket, yeah?
I've been to Phuket,
yeah, so it gets really busy. So I used to like take off Christmas time, usually to Indonesia or somewhere quieter.
Yeah.
And she said, hey, let's go check out Cebu. And yeah, we stayed here ever since.
Sounds amazing. Now, what are you doing these days? Are you still surfing? Are you still a captain? Tell me more about your life these days in Cebu or in the Philippines.
Yeah, well, there's no waves in Cebu, so you know, I've been on the San Miguel diet for 12 years.
I hear it's good.
I'm actually trying to lose weight now, doing intermittent fasting and stuff. So yeah, I want to drop my weight, get back into surfing because there's great surf in the Philippines, you know.
Awesome.
And yeah, I still work as a captain. Work on ships based out of the Middle East.
Oh, wow. So, okay, so tell me a little bit more about that. I don't know much about being a captain. Do you just like take a boat from one place to another? Do you have a tourist company?
Yeah, all sorts of things. Like started off in Sydney working on like charter boats, things like that. Got my captain's tickets when I was 20, and then I was in Indonesia for many years, like driving, doing tours, 2-week tours, taking people surfing, traveling around islands. Then I got into went to like the south of France, working on the white boats for a while, and then now I'm in the oil and gas industry the last 13 years.
Sounds wonderful, perfect. So you've been here for 12 years. You must have some crazy stories, right? So tell me what's like the most exciting, craziest, or interesting that's happened to you in the past 12 years here in the Philippines specifically.
Yeah, here in the Philippines, well, basically home life, pretty boring life for me in the Philippines. You know, in Cebu, probably more of my craziest stories when I lived in Indonesia and Thailand. Okay. But yeah, I've been caught in typhoons and stuff like that. You know, I've gone to Bohol on trips, and then you can't get back. You're stuck for 3 days waiting for the ferry to come, stuff like that.
Sounds like insane to me coming from Toronto, Canada. We don't have we have snowstorms, but everything's pretty much equipped to deal with that stuff. So were you here for the most recent craziness in Cebu? Was it Hurricane Odette, was it?
Oh yeah, Typhoon Odette. Yeah, I was here, yeah. I just got back. Actually, COVID kept me away for 21 months.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get back here. I couldn't see my kids for 21 months. And so yeah, then I got back, and luckily I'm glad I was here for that. You know, I was with my kids, and our house was fine, but houses around us lost their roofs and no power for like 3 weeks. Had to go buy a generator.
So yeah, I went to Mobile and I noticed like firsthand, not firsthand, but I saw some of like the roofs still being missing, or some stores being torn down because of the typhoon. So it must have been like pretty hard for people around here, right here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I noticed that. I just spent 10 days in Palawan, and driving down, you could see trees that were down and still, you know. But it was a mess here. I was like, you know, you can see the ship that's over in Mactan. You seen the ship that's over the shore? Just near the Dusatani Hotel there. Go and have a look. Yeah.
Go have a look. Yeah. I guess a shipwreck there now.
Yeah, it's like a huge container, like a container ship, just on the beach there. But yeah, at the time it was, yeah, I drove the next morning. Like, it was a scary night.
Yeah.
Like, I've lived in Indonesia when the tsunamis happened and all that, and I've been in earthquakes. But that was pretty, just the noise of it, you know. I didn't expect it to be so bad. And then just, I went out for a drive the next morning, and like, trees were all down, could hardly get out of my subdivision. You know, I was just looking for some phone signal to, and I ended up having to rent an apartment for like a week, and then just bought a generator.
See, okay, yeah, no, I haven't had much experience with brownouts here so far, only twice, or once I think. It wasn't so bad for myself. But yeah, let's move on to some more positive things, right? Let's talk about some of the best things about Philippines in general. Tell me, what are your biggest, like, you know, likes about living here?
Well, the people, of course. Everyone says the people, they're so friendly. You know, and just the beautiful places you can travel to. Like, I travel all around the country. Like, I go to a lot of surf spots. Go to Siargao or up to Luzon. You know, I've been lucky. I was a captain of a dive boat here for like 4 months, and so I got to travel all around diving. Scuba diving is really good here.
Have you seen the thresher sharks in Malapascua? Have you had a chance to see them?
No, I haven't seen them. But I've been diving with, like, seeing whale sharks naturally, not like Oslo, but naturally.
I hear they're like being fed or brought over or something, right? Do you know more about that? How do they get the whale sharks to appear in Oslo every morning?
Well, they've always gone, like, that's their migratory route, you know, but yeah, they basically feed them plankton.
Okay,
you know.
so they draw them in.
But they used to slaughter them, so at least it's better than slaughtering them.
Okay, much better. I might as well live, you know.
But you can go to, like, I've been to Tubataha. Have you heard of Tubataha?
I have not. What is that?
It's on the 1000 note. You'll see it's a marine sanctuary. It's in the middle of the Sulu Sea, so it's from Puerto Princesa, it's east, coming back this way, 90 miles or so. And it's these two atolls, and just it's like some of the best scuba diving in the world. Yeah. So there you see them naturally. Whale sharks, manta rays, it's just amazing.
That's amazing, that's awesome. So the people, the beautiful scenery, of course, the nature. Are there any things that you dislike about the Philippines? People love to know, are there, because so far all I've heard is mostly positive things, right? So we can't think of anything negative. What about yourself? Is there something that you wish was different or better?
Well, in Cebu City itself, like the traffic, you know, when I moved here 12 years ago, there wasn't much traffic.
Yeah.
You know, I used to get around, but now it's, you know, I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours the other day trying to get home, you know.
You think there's a lot of development going on in Cebu? Is that why a lot of people coming in, tourism, or ways of change in 12 years?
Yeah, for sure. You know, all the apartments, all the condos going up. Plus, everyone's got cars, you know, like there's all deals to get cars, all on credit.
I see.
Another thing I don't like is the flooding. You know, it rains for 15 minutes and then the place floods.
I noticed that when I was coming back from Tabugan. I was just up there, and when we came back, there was a huge delay in traffic, and we couldn't realize why. But then when I got to the street, we noticed like there was like knee-high flooding going on, and people were just barely like walking across.
Well, that's it. Like, I know all the spots because it's flood every time.
Life is getting a little bit more expensive over there, right? So how's cost of living for yourself? Do you still think it's like worth the money, or is it valuable to like retire in the Philippines? What do you think of that?
Oh, for sure. Like, Australia now, it's ridiculous. You know, the cost of living there is so expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I've got 3 kids. I couldn't afford to move back there now.
Yeah.
You know, you can't buy a house for less than $1 million, and rental is crazy. But yeah, you can live a cheap life, but it depends on your lifestyle, you know. If you want to live, you can live cheap, or you can live a good lifestyle. Like to be honest, I just spend what I want, but kids are not cheap, you know.
Yeah, I hear it. I don't have any kids, but you know, one day if I do, then I know to save up some money for that for sure. Okay.
But you have a very good life here. You can eat in the best restaurants, and you know. But if you're a golfer, you want to join like Cebu Country Club, that costs money, but compared to somewhere like Singapore, it's dirt cheap, you know. Okay. So it depends what you're into, what lifestyle you're into.
Okay. Wonderful. I'll tell you more about yourself. Like, you have a YouTube channel, from my understanding. Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm toying on starting one.
Okay.
Yeah, Wanderlust Asia. I'll plug that.
Okay.
But I might talk to you after this about what to do.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime I'm here for yourself or anybody that wants any any information, they can email me, and I'm more than happy to give. What about advice for someone that wants to come here? If you could do this all over again, let's say you could come here from Australia, and with everything you know now, what advice do you have for someone considering coming to the Philippines?
Well, if you want to come here long term, like a lot of retirees, number one is you want to have health care, have health cover, you know, because hospitals are not cheap here, and if something serious happens, it can rack up, you know, the bills. So always make sure you've got that, make sure you've got enough money to last, and make sure you've got some backup, you know. I've seen a lot of foreigners get stuck here with no money, and the next thing they've got to GoFundMe to help them out, you know, like, so, you know, depend on yourself, don't expect others to help you out. I saw another YouTuber in Dumaguete, I think they just helped out an American guy who spent all his money and now he's just gone back to the States.
Wow, okay, good
you
to know.
Do your research, work out where you want to live, and you know,
That's excellent. Now, let's talk about a little bit about dating. So tell me the general, because you know a lot of men are watching this. Philippines are known for having beautiful women and English being widely spoken here, so I think many foreigners find it easy to like talk to girls here. Is there anything about dating with your experience? What do you find Filipino women are different from maybe Australian women or women in the West? Is there any clear differences?
Way different. A lot more friendly, you know. These days, women in the West, don't kill me for this, but you know, they're all after men. Like men are single white heterosexuals are a minority these days, you know. So there's a lot of men bashing, but no, Philippine women are not like that at all. They're very friendly. But I've got to say, like a lot of guys are checking out online dating. Just be careful because there's a lot of sharks out there.
And speaking of sharks, you know, I've not had the first-hand experience, but I can only imagine. And from what I read, a lot of women expect you to basically take care of themselves and their families and their extended families. I get that comment a lot. Is that something that's a common thing here? See how loud that is? So construction right now as we speak.
100%.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that, maybe for people that don't know what that is or what to expect maybe.
Well, basically they say you married the girl, you married the family. But that's where I had some conflict with my ex-wife, you know, because I don't believe in that. You know, I started work when I was 15 years old.
Definitely,
I build my own wealth, you know. My parents have their own wealth. It's a different culture, isn't it? But here it's more like the children support the family. But from the start I said to her, look, I've worked. I didn't work to support your family. You know, I worked to support my own family. So, so you got to expect that, you know. I'm happily not married at the moment. So
all right, happily not
I'm a single dad, you know. So I support my kids, you know, kids' education.
Born in the Philippines, or were they?
Born here in the Philippines.
What's the process like? Are they automatically Filipino citizens, or?
Oh yeah, they're born here. Mother was Filipino, so they're dual. They're Australian and Filipino.
Excellent. Do they face any hardship at school or anything, being like a foreigner? Or?
Nah, not at all. Nah.
You know,
well, they don't go to public schools, though. They go to international schools, but there's lots of Filipino kids there. They've had no criticism or anything. Just the normal kid stuff, you know.
Normal kid stuff.
Sounds
wonderful, man. Looks like you're living your best life here. You know, I'm happy for you. You seem well, experienced here in the Philippines. Being a captain of a boat must give you so much pleasure. You know, living your life the way you want to live. Any last words for our viewers? Anything you want to say about either your YouTube channel, Life in the Philippines? Anything you want to share or get out there? Feel free to do so, because we just crossed over 20,000 subscribers. You know, I'm excited.
Yeah, congrats on that, by the way.
Hopefully you can get there one day too with your YouTube channel. I'll be sure to leave the link down below. Anything else you want to say? Last words?
No, that's it. Just congrats on the 20K, and I'll try and start my channel too.
Perfect. I highly recommend it. I'll support you any way I can.
All right, thanks, Alex.
No problem.
And that was Will, guys. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are about him, his life, his experiences. Anything you want to share, leave them down below. If you take the time to write them, I take the time to respond. If you found this video entertaining, informative, or just want to show your support for myself, Alex, at Living Abroad, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button. It only takes a second, but really helps me grow this channel and continue making these videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.